Hey guys, it's Ricardo here with eXp Realty. I'm the team leader of the Emerald Coast Group. And if you're looking to move to the Santa Rosa Beach area, commonly known as 30A, you're probably wanting to know, how expensive is this area? We know it's beautiful, but how much does everything cost? So I want to give you a very honest, up-to-date, sure, you can Google something and it'll tell you, oh yeah, it's between 2,000, 3,000, but I'll tell you the reality of how much it costs to live in a good area, or even where I'm living now, so you can know our daily month expenses. If you own a property in Santa Rosa Beach, you probably know that the $400,000 to $600,000 price point is an entry price point, which means that if you want to have some choices, you have to kind of start there. Mobile homes in this area start at $250,000 upwards to $400,000. So anything below that, a single family home may not be in the best condition. So the sweet spot, and by this I mean you're going to have several options. You're going to have access to really nice neighborhoods, new construction developments, or you can decide to look at more mature neighborhoods, older builds that are still very quality in construction. So this price point is around the $650,000 to $1.1 million mark. Once you get here for housing options, you can live right across the bay if you want. You can live in a gated community. You can have your own private pool, entertainment space. Typically these homes have lots in the 0.4 up to an acre, depending on the location. Here's a few neighborhoods that come to mind. It's gonna be Driftwood Estates, known into the Mac Bayou area. Another area that I really love is Point Washington. And then finally, you may be able to get into certain areas of 30A, which is the beach side, for these price points. Now that you know what housing options are, the entry points, and then just to let you know, if you're searching for waterfront properties, like single family, because there really isn't too many condos that offer boat slips in Santa Rosa, and there's very few selected townhome areas that may even do that. So if you're wanting to be on the water, like a canal area, you can maybe find something in the 700 to 900 range, but it's not really until you get to like the $1.5 million price point, the $2.5 million price point, where you have some options, just because the new product that they're building on the water right now has a resale value of about 4.5 to 7.5 million. And those homes are very big. They're definitely well built, and they have all the bells and whistles. Like you have your own boat slip, sauna, hot tub, pool, Venetian plaster walls, door to ceiling sliders that are automatic, just crazy things that you don't really see unless if you're in front of a magazine. So that's the cost of living here if you're wanting to purchase a home. The tax rate here, so I can just give you an estimate. If it's not homestead, which means this is like a rental property for you, you're coming in and out. I've noticed that if something's worth around $1 million, your taxes can be anywhere between about like $5,500 to about $7,000 a year. If you're homestead, depending on the deductions that you get off of that, it may be another 10 to 25% lower. I mean, if you're a disabled veteran here, you may get 100% exemption and no taxes. We have a lot of retired military that come here and they know it's a little bit more expensive, but they use a disability so they save on taxes, and they'll buy a new construction home because they'll also save on insurance. So that is my next point. Insurance in Florida, we've all heard it. It's crazy, it's high, people don't want to insure us. If you want to get rid of majority of your problems, try to buy a home that's 2015 and newer, typically, because once a home is over 20-25 years, that's when you have to do like 4-point and win mids, which gives you the ability to buy down some credits to your policy. So in layman's term, an older home, let's say it's 40-50 years older, that policy can be 2 times more expensive than a newer home that's even at a higher price point. And then another cool thing about new construction is when these lots are being built on, the first year is going to be unimproved taxes. So you may get like a little buffer to where you're just paying the taxes on what the lot was worth before it goes to the true value, which you'll homestead by then. So that's just a little bonus where you can save. On top of that, you also get 1-year warranties. So you don't really have to worry about fixing too much. You can just call the builder and say, hey, this happened, please look into it, or send one of your guys. So it's also a bigger convenience thing, especially for people that are relocating or trying to limit their housing costs per se for the first year or two. Another thing that I want to touch base on now is gas. So gas here is not too expensive. Depending on the gas station, you can find something between like $2.70 a gallon for basic, and then you can go up to 93 premium octane for about like $3.20 to $3.40. It really doesn't go over $3.50 even for the highest and most expensive gas. And there's plenty of gas stations here too, so you have a lot of choices. When it comes to food here is very expensive. And I'm just going to be honest, I've ate at the majority of these restaurants myself. It is a lot of money, but you want to go at particular times, and I'll kind of talk about that, of when to go to particular restaurants so you can save some money. But all the restaurants and areas that I'm going to mention, they're a little bit more high end and they're recognized. This is why people come here, or when they come here, this is where they're going to go. So we'll talk about first the local housing, which is, where can I get my groceries? If you're living in Santa Rosa Beach, there's like a few local health shops where you can get things here and there. For example, I get all my seafood at Shrimpers or Goat Feathers because I just think they have the best quality and for what you're getting in comparison to Publix or even Whole Foods. And Whole Foods, we don't have one in Santa Rosa. There's one in Destin. So in the summer, that's over an hour drive, which can be kind of lengthy. So really your main options are going to be like the local seafood markets, Publix, the small mart, and then just other local areas. I typically spend on groceries myself with my girlfriend and everything included, probably on a weekly basis, anywhere between like $170 to $220 a week. And that includes, water. That's also toiletries or anything that we need to replace at the home that we need, and then just basic food and drinks. That's not anything extravagant. I mean, you could easily have a $400 to $500 grocery bill here. Most of the times, like on a monthly basis, I'm pretty conscious about everything. I'm probably spending about $700 to $800 on food a month on groceries. And that includes if I want to make like nice meals or if I want to have a bottle of wine, because buying a bottle of wine at Walmart or Publix is going to be like $30, where that same bottle of wine at another restaurant is maybe going to be like 80 to 90. So what I like to do is I like to spend more money on quality food, and we just like to make our dinners in because it saves us time in the summer when it's crazy and the waits are like 2 hours long. For one, we're good cooks, or at least my girlfriend's an awesome cook, so that's a huge plus. So we make really good lobster ravioli with wine, so that may cost us, $100 to get as a date night, whereas we went to a restaurant, that may be like $300 to kind of put it into perspective. So I would say my groceries around $800. Eating out, I probably would budget another $400 to $500, especially if you have a family. Like most of the kids' meals here are around like $8 to $15. If you want to order a drink at a nice establishment, you're probably going to be between, $13 to $20. Local bars, their drafts, just to give you an example, is around like $5 to $7. At a nice restaurant, they can be as high as $9 to $11. So it really depends on where you're going. I'll give you an example. So there's a restaurant called Shunk Gully. Everyone goes to this place. People really enjoy it, but it is a little bit expensive. For myself, if I get 2 drinks, if me and my girlfriend get 2 drinks, and then we share an entree and also appetizer, we're probably around like $90 to $100, and that doesn't include the tip. So that's, something to consider. And when you move down here, you want to have those experiences because you get really nice views of the beach when you're eating. You get to meet a lot of nice people, connect with them, network per se. So like for me, it's definitely worth it and what I'm getting and the experience here. So it's something to budget for, but it's something to be aware of. Another thing about Santa Rosa Beach, there's no public transportation here. So if you don't have a car, I've seen a lot of people get electric bikes. Most of the things around here are about like 2 to 7 miles away from each other. Like you can probably find something where you're living about 2 to 7 miles away to commute to work if you were on an electric bike or you couldn't afford a car. But everyone here has their own transportation, primarily trucks or sedans. I mean, all of our roads are paved. And then the last thing I want to talk about is utilities. So that would include water, electricity, trash, or any things that may like break, during the month or replace. I would probably put mine around $350 a month, and that would be in the summertime. And in the wintertime, I'll probably put it around like $250 to $225. And the reason there's such a swing here is because you'll notice March until August and really into September, it is insanely hot and humid. Like your electric bill in the summer could be like $200, $250, $300, and in the wintertime it could be half of that, because that just shows you how much humidity and how hot it can get in Florida. But that's pretty much it as far as our cost of living, or just like general insight that people want to know on a day-to-day basis. If you want to connect with us to maybe show you some of the areas that we highlighted, or you want to be in a particular particular area of Santa Rosa Beach, you can always text or call us at 850-225-5602. Thank you.